Yo, what's up, YouTube? Today it's your boy Jimmy back with another video. Today we're gonna do something a little bit different. Instead of reacting to a song or music or anything like that, we're actually gonna react to a news story. And this is actually brings up a subject about a conversation that I really wanted to jump in on and really want to give my thoughts and reflections. And not only that, but I wanted you guys to join the discussion with me. And then through that, maybe we can come to a solution for situations like this, because I know they still happen. Again, this is actually like an older video, so I know that it's not necessarily something recent, but I think it highlights discussion that needs to take place, and what can we do as a society, as a community, to get better at this. And so today we're looking at video, man wrongly accused of R word, I'm not gonna say it, and speaks out 1 year later. Now we have to actually ask the question, like, why it takes a year, but we'll get into that in a little bit. But again, if you guys like the video, go ahead and hit the like button. If you guys want to join the discussion, join the community, and have conversations like this all the time, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and that's just going to help grow the community. So again, thank you guys for being part of the journey with me, and yeah, let's jump into this.
If it's not true, we need to know now, and we need to stop the progression of this whole thing from getting worse, because it's just going to get bigger and bigger.
And only on 7 News, this police interview with a Fort Collins woman. She was later convicted for making phony rape accusations, and the man she accused was arrested and put in jail 1 year ago today. Well, tonight, he is speaking to 7 News reporter Lindsay Watts about why he is still struggling to pick up the pieces.
Okay, so we have to ask that question. Why does it take a whole year for us to have this discussion, right? Like, this incident happened a year prior to him speaking out about the what happened. And, you know, something could be said for the fact that it does take time to emotionally, like, remove yourself from the situation, so that way you can think and speak about it clearly in a succinct manner. So I can understand that too. But at the same time, that whole time that you're waiting to actually tell your story and things like that, that's all that time where, like, rumors and things and stuff like that are festering, and your life is not really getting better in the process. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I really wish there was a way that it didn't take this much time for this man to actually come out in the public and clear his name, because the public is looking at the whole time. The public is looking at this man as a terrible person, and that may not be the reality for him. So maybe we got to do something to adjust how this process goes down. But I also do understand that, like, you do need to, like, time to emotionally, like, remove yourself from the situation, so that way, like, you can actually talk to reporters and things like that, and spit the facts, and not just like confused feelings. Because, like, I can understand, like, if you're in the middle of it, you're like, what's going on with my life right now? But that also speaks to, you know, another thing we'll get into a little bit later. But yeah, let's keep going.
It's definitely a reminder of what I've been through.
Accused of rape, cuffed at the police station the day before Thanksgiving.
I've asked you some questions regarding kind of sexual assault.
Watch.
Oh my gosh, the day before Thanksgiving, like, that's just some real vindictive ish right there. Like, that's just like people, like, when they're mad or something like that. You see people do it all the time. Like, they'll break up with their with their boo thing, like, right on their birthday or something like that. Or they'll do it, like, right before, like, Thanksgiving dinner. They probably had plans or whatever whatever it looked like. It's just so crazy that, like, people would do stuff like that just really out of spite, man. Like, if you wanted to just end the relationship, just end the relationship, man. Like, don't wait until, like, oh man, don't wait until, like, it's a special moment and y'all think you're gonna be creating valuable memories, and that's just messed up. Oh, hold on.
Watching it back 1 year later, Dustin Toth says his life still feels out of control. His accuser, Catherine Bennett, a coworker he'd started dating.
And right now, the statements that I've been given do not match evidence.
This is exclusive video of her police interview.
Okay, so the reality is they have evidence. They have evidence to show that this man is innocent and she's lying, right? So honestly, like, I can understand how, like, some of y'all women in the comments might be really like, well, you know, she might be under duress. Like, this probably really happened, but she could be under duress or stress or something like that. And so there could be inconsistencies in their story. That's fair. Like, that can happen. And I know that happens actually all the time in certain cases and things like that. But also what happens is there's evidence sometimes, and sometimes there's physical evidence, especially when you're dealing with abuse in this case. So when in this kind of case, like you gotta be on point, and you gotta make sure that the evidence, you gotta look at the evidence. That's all I'm saying. Look at the evidence.
Interview. As Toth sat in jail, her story fell apart.
I'm not telling you to drop charges. I want to know the facts about what happened.
Bennett, later convicted of making it all up. She was sentenced to 35 days in jail, then an ankle monitor and probation.
What y'all think? Y'all think that's fair? 35 days? 35 days in jail. And she ruined this man's whole reputation. 35 days in jail. I think that's a slap on the wrist, man. And an ankle monitor, come on now. That's a slap on the wrist, right? That's disrespectful. That's disrespectful. Well, let's keep going, man. That ain't gonna roll me.
I don't feel that's justice.
Toth says he's the one who's been punished. The Army National Guardsman lost his civilian job and was out of work for nearly 6 months after the arrest.
I've been behind on my car.
Out of work for 6 months. 6 months, y'all. Okay, so and behind on his car payments? Come on.
Payment ever since.
Okay, hold on. That's what you said. Yeah. Let's go back. Let's go look at that again.
Nearly 6 months after the arrest.
I've been behind on my car payment ever since.
He has his friends, but the emotional pain is still there.
I feel like I'm incapable to actually trust a woman again.
He says it's telling his story that...
Okay, so he's behind 6 months. All right, so here's the reality that I think that we got to do. This is a quick fix to me. She's got to pay that man. Like, and I don't think he should have to sue. Like, you got to understand, like, the moment he gets accused, he's got to get lawyers and legal fees and things like that, and he's got to pay for. And even if he's innocent, like, now that puts him behind on his bills because he's focused all of his resources on legal support. And so, yeah, I think that she should have to pay him. Like, that's really simple to me. Like, and it shouldn't be like, because I know he could go back and like sue for that money later, but that shouldn't even be a thing. I think that should be an automatic. Like, she should have to pay for his legal fees, and on top of that, extra because of what he missed out on in work and things like that, costing him his job and different things like that. Like, there should be as much work done to even out everything that he's lost as possible. And I know it's never going to be perfect. Like, he's never going to fully regain everything he's lost. We know that, because you can't account for time. You can't account for a lot of things. But to keep this man stuck behind on his car payments, that's very simple. And again, if she's working a job and they got a decent job, if they got like retirement plans, 401ks or whatever, she's got to figure out how to pay for that. She's got to figure out how to pay for his stuff. You know what I'm saying? And that to me is the biggest thing. Like, she's got to pay to help him recoup what he lost because she lied. And that's where I feel.
That's helping him heal.
Giving me the opportunity to share it gives me the opportunity to clear my name, because I still feel like my name is not cleared.
Lindsay Watts, 7 News.
All right, so there's a couple ways you can look at that, right? So he says he feels like his name is not cleared. And the reality is his name is cleared, right? We know you're an innocent dude, but I can understand that for the rest of his life, that's probably going to be in the back of his head. Like, I wonder if this person thinks that I am a bad person because of this accusation that I have on my record, things like that. And that's something that we have to adjust as well in our legal system. Is like, that stuff will still show up. Like, if someone wanted to dig hard enough, they could find it, especially on the internet. Like anybody can go back and find this story in the age of the internet. They can find this just by doing a simple background check or Googling his name or whatever that looks like. And that just tells me that the way that society is set up right now, it's really, really hard to establish innocence if you're already accused of being guilty. You know what I'm saying? Not convicted, accused. because even if you're just accused, like there's instant judgment coming your way, instant. And this man has to deal with that, and that doesn't go away. And that's what's just sad about it. And so, like, I mean, the moral of the story, reality is, yo, like, don't lie. Please don't lie. And especially about something like this. But there's also very real reality of like how much influence I think women have over the justice system, that she gets 35 days in jail and an ankle monitor. Like, and this guy, even though he doesn't go to jail, he still has to deal with so much like crap on his end. And some of you guys can say, oh, okay, well, that's just the cards he's been dealt. You should never mess with her. And maybe you can say that. I am personally of the belief that, yes, you should not mess with your coworker in the first place, because like that can be a very, very bad conflict of interest and things can go south real quickly. So I would never trust it. Anything about it this way. Majority of adults have had multiple relationships, and it only takes one to be successful. Like one long-term, oh, there goes my finger. One long-term relationship to be successful. With that being the case, you're dealing with a very low percentage of actually being successful in a relationship. Like, what makes you think that this relationship that you've engaged with at work is going to be that one? I don't know. There might be certain factors. I don't know. But with that being the case, the statistics aren't really in your favor. And so it's for you to gamble your career or gamble your job, your income or whatever on a very low probability, on something that's a very low probability of you having a really successful relationship, to me just doesn't seem worth it. So something you got to think about before you engaging in the relationship is like, is this really worth it to engage in something? Now, if you're working at McDonald's or Taco Bell or something like that, hey, you know what I'm saying? That's not necessarily going to be your career. If you're working in like a food chain or retail or something like that. But if it's something that's like really something that you plan on doing for a long time, it's going to generate like your income, it's going to build your career or be, you know, whatever. Like, I just don't risk it. Just don't risk it. It's not worth it. So, yeah, man, that's all I had to say. Man, this is a crazy story. If you guys want to see more videos like this, make sure you let me know in the comments down below. Hit like, subscribe, be a part of the community. I appreciate y'all watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.